Hello guys, thank you so much for joining this new Embers Adrift weekly show. And today is very exciting because we are going to discuss in detail about the open beta, the new patch note, and there's different changes that are very interesting, like the new crafting change. Yes, we changed crafting again, but it's going to be exciting, you will see. And then the result of the very first screenshot contest we have done, so you will discover exclusively the winner during this show. Hi guys, how are you doing? Nice to see everyone for this new weekly community show. I'm always excited to do those shows, and they are getting quite popular lately, so it really makes me happy, especially after the open beta. That was quite successful, but we're going to speak about that in a moment. First, we will be speaking obviously about the patch notes. The patch note of the September 21, what's new? This week, we introduced the new crafting overall. Any crafting profession, not gathering, you had previously will still exist but must be forgotten as they are no longer associated recipe. Outside of that, we are adding NPC hard leashing, a few misc fixes, and Monolith cost. You remember fast travel? Well, not fast travel, it's not free anymore. Very important, my friends, we are seeking focus feedback on those items this week. Please share your feedback in that very thread. Did the performance adjustments made have an impact on your performance? Do you notice any visual quality difference from us lowering the quality of some post-process effects, adjusting the shadow cascade distance, and adjusting zone fog quality? Have you encountered NPC hard leashing? If so, what are your thoughts? Thought and comments on the crafting restructure. So your feedback is very important and primordial. I'm repeating it every week. But when we are doing some focus feedback and we're requesting it, it's because we really need your feedback on those specific items because they are changed. And if this change is not good, it needs to be fixed ASAP. So you need to tell us what you think about it. So if we have to drop it and change it, we can do that as soon as possible and not in 2 months from now. So I'm insisting again, please give your feedback related to those items this week. So obviously we have plenty of bugs, fixes and improvement like every time. But some are really important to speak about, which is the performance adjustment. So a little word about that. One of the issues that we had during the open beta is still some performance issue. It's a lot better than during the World Breaker event, but there's still some adjustment that need to be made. So further performance things had been done to try to improve the experience for everyone. It's very important. We all agree that more people can play comfortably in Embers Adrift, the better. So here it is. Performance adjustment. Reduce shadow resolution on most light sources. Reduce shadow cascade distance for all quality settings. Reduce shadow cascade count for potato and performance. Increase shadow cascade count for high fidelity. Reduce quality of scene fog, reduce quality of AO and bloom post-process effects, enabled dynamic render path cooling optimization. So please give your feedback related to that. That's really, really important. Something quite interesting, the Middleland nav mesh were baked to properly account for the river. And the scene fog, which is not the localized fog area for New Haven Valley, Northreach, Middleland and Red Shore, will dissipate as the sun rises and will be much less prominent around noon. It will stay this way until later in the evening when fog will build back up through sunrise. So that should add some immersion related to the weather. Interface. Something important too, striker abbreviation is now ST key instead of STR to avoid confusion with strength. So that's pretty important. And that's quite interesting as well. A group member direction indicator had been replaced by a rotating GPS marker just below and at the right of their portrait. So instead of having this little arrow on the portrait, you will have it separately. It's it will be nice to have your feedback related to that as well. Oh, look at this. We have a new creator. The Mandrake creator are now showing up in Meadowlands and Red Shore. I'm very excited to see those because they were really cool. And now Rupture have been spotted in Dryfoot and Red Shore. So I do believe that this weekend I will be working on my crafting and then I will go explore a little bit of Dryfoot. I need to get some Ember Essence, otherwise I cannot use the Monolith. Monolith. Why am I saying that? Monolith. Added scale armor visual and added merchant to Meadowlands. Isn't that nice? Alright, now the new stuff. Important. NPCs now have two types of leashes. The first is a soft leash, which is only triggered when the NPC has no target and wander outside of their intended range. This has been present for a long while. This week we are adding a second hard leash, which is based on the distance from the point a valid target was acquired. While resetting, the NPC will move very quickly, regen at an accelerated rate, and avoid all incoming damage. In theory, you should only encounter this behavior when running from a long while from an NPC. Please let us know how this works out. But that also means you cannot kite an enemy on long distance. So it will thus affect kiting. You will have to tell us your feedback related to that. Does it feel better? Does it feel less good? Are you regretting missing out the kiting, how it was before? All of those elements will be very, very precious to know. Cyanin is asking, can the mobs aggro while leashing to their original position? No, I don't think so. I think they are really going back into their place. So it will be interesting to see about that, and hopefully some people will test it, like seriously testing. It would be nice to know the feedback on this regard, because I remember when other game introduced that, and it was a little bit annoying because it removed the idea that you could kite a mob from super far and bring it to town, for example. It was allowing some very fun encounter and events. I remember people in World of Warcraft before, they were kiting demon from Duskwood and bringing them back to, oh no, it was not Duskwood, it was Ashenvale Forest, and bringing it back to Orgrimmar or to Crossroad. That was super fun. It was really fun when someone was doing something like this, but then with the leashing, it's not possible anymore. So, it's sacrificing something to beneficiate in a different area. But it will be important to value which one of the two is more valuable, right? So that's why your feedback is very important. Alright, very important, the crafting profession revamp. So previously we had 3 gathering profession and 3 crafting profession. We wanted to have a specialization system with our crafting. Meaning, for example, you were a provisioner and then you were specializing in food making. Or maybe you were specializing into potion making. But the specialization was not really working well. It was a very nice idea on paper, but in practice it will have got a lot of annoyance and a lot of systems that were not working really well. One of them being the specialization. So you forget one specialization and you take another one. It worked nicely as an adventuring class, but it doesn't work the same way as a crafter because it includes materials and stuff like that. It's not just experience you gain by killing mobs. So we dropped the idea of specialization and instead divided the profession in 8 different crafting professions. So the original 3 crafting professions have been deprecated. Your character will still have them, but you will no longer have any recipe associated with them. So you will want to forget those and pick up one of the new ones. There are now 8 crafting professions. Light weaponsmith, most one-handed weapon, everything but dagger, and small to medium-sized shield. Heavy weaponsmith, most two-handed weapon, everything but quarterstaffs, and large shield. Woodworker, all-ranged weapon, quarterstaffs, and a wooden version of small and medium-sized shield. The visual may still be metal, it's a work in progress. Tailor, inner armor, everything but belt and banner. Leather worker, leather armor and belt. Armorsmith, metal armor. Provisioner, food, drink, potion, tools, ground torch and repair kits. And tinkerer, jewelry, dagger and throwing knife. Recipes are split between basic and imbued version. Basic version have no flux component and are accessible from vendor. Imbued version require flux and are found in the world. We're still working through the design of how we want to implement augment for weapon and armor, but you can expect those soon. So this is the change done to crafting. We already have in this thread the feedback of different persons. Some of them are happy, some are not happy. So once again, your feedback is more than important. Try out the new crafting system this week if you can, or give your opinion even without testing. What do you think about those 8 professions? Is it something you find exciting? Is it something you find disappointing? Did you prefer it when it was only 3 crafting professions? Whatever, you tell us what you think. Note that as a character you can only have 3 crafts per character. And this includes gathering, so that doesn't change. So now you have much more choice, and so you will less likely be able to cover everything. Even with 3 characters, it will just not be possible unless you are not gathering at all. Then you can do it, but you will have to purchase all of your material from other players. So what do you think, guys? I'm curious to hear your feedback already now. Do you like that? Or is it something that you're disappointed about? As for me, I'm not really sure of how I feel about this. I didn't mind when it was just 3 professions. I don't really mind either to be 8 professions. I don't really mind to not be able to cover all of the crafts. What I really think it's cool is that some of the recipe now you will have to find them in-game. But not at the merchant, that's what I meant. You will have to find during your adventure. And I think that's exciting, because it's another reason to rejoice because you see something drop. Dan Korek is saying, are the crafting leveling requirement before taking on another crafting profession still in place? Yes, which is a little bit annoying when you have already leveled up your crafting and then you need to forget about it. But that's a beta question. It will not happen in the live version, obviously, because I had progressed a lot in my craft and now I have to forget it. So I'm back with just provisioner. And I need to level provisioner to 12 so I can have a 3rd craft. So now when you have already been crafting, I need to go back to low level area to level up my crafting again. So from the testing point of view and during the beta, it sucked a bit, honestly. So GHR41, I have not crafted enough to have an opinion. Yep, I understand that. So I will have to see how I enjoy it. So I really like Provisioner in general on my character, so that's the first job I've taken. And now I'm really hesitating. What do I want? So my healer is the crafter. I think I will go Provisioner and Woodworker. Why? Because I will be happy to have a weapon for all of my character, bows and quarterstaff. And then of course the arrows. So I do think I will go for that rather than... So I'm hesitating with that or leather worker too. So for now, let's discuss about the monolith cost. There are currently 5 overland monoliths, resulting in 10 unique connections between them. The cost to use each connection is proportional to the distance traveled. When right-clicking on a monolith, it will say, now, cost to this zone. And the button will enable, disable, depending on if you have the appropriate amount of Ember Essence. The presentation of those costs needs some love, but I wanted to get this sooner than later. Here's the table of the current cost for reference. So, the Ember Essence, to remind you, you need to go farm some Rupture, meaning that you will only be able to use fast travel when you're reaching level 15 or level 12 and you're exploring Meadowland or Dry Fruit. Because it's in those places you will find your Rupture with the Ashen Mob that you will have to kill. Well, the mob you have to kill by a Rupture to have a chance that it's respawning as an Ashen Mob, etc. And that will take a while. For example, my Brigand at the moment, which is also my Gatherer, she does not have Ember Essence. I have never farmed a Rupture with her. So I will have to do that this weekend to have some Ember Essence so I can fast travel if I want. Obviously, as I'm a GM, I can use the teleport and stuff, but we don't want to cheat, right? Once again, if you want to see the work in progress, we do have a specialized thread with the robe map, so you can check it out and you can see, like, in progress, the quest journal, the log interface. That's very important. Everything else has been done. Look at that, all the done. Nice, nice, nice. There it is. That's all for the patch notes. Alice is saying, I think it should be like a reverse auction house. What do you mean by a reverse auction house? Alice Blue is saying, basically, a reverse auction house is where you can leave a note saying you need X amount of item and people can go and pick up. Oh yes! Oh, really like that too. Well, in New World you have both. You can sell stuff and you can put order, I think. And I really like that. But yeah, it could be just a reverse auction house. That being said, let's say you have found a super cool sword, you still should be able to sell it. But then, yeah, you could still do direct trading, I guess. Yeah, in Guild Wars 2 as well, that's true. Yeah, I really like that idea, the contract. The only thing is that that's really easy to do for crafting material, but it's not as easy for equipment and stuff because maybe you don't have the idea of the sword you will want. So it should be considered how to do exactly. But for crafting material and region and that kind of stuff that you know very well what's about, but for everything else, like more armor and weapon and stuff like this, might be more complicated to put a contract for that. But well, one could be done for just the crafting materials, etc., and then you keep player trade for everything else. So Smartbone is saying, what is your most favorite class or character in the game so far? Well, I'm hesitating between Brigand and Duelist. I really like those two very, very much. So Brigand is very fun because it's a striker and I do have chron control. I can stun my target. I feel very useful in a group. Or then there's Duelist, which is a healer, and usually I really like to be a healer. But what I like about the Duelist is first, you have instant heal. That's really, really cool. It's very convenient when you're walking around and you're fighting or you're running and you can heal people. But the best is the group instant heal that you have later on. You can really save your group because it can... you know, resurrect all the people in your group or something like that. But what I also like about the Duelist is the fact you have a little bit more damage as well. So when you have another healer, it doesn't feel super crap to be a supporter. So it feels okay because you can do something else instead of healing if you don't need to heal, which is good. So that's my two favorites. I'm trying to find a defender that I like. I tried Marshall, I tried Juggernaut. Marshall, I don't really like it. I'm trying to enjoy it. I've tried to play it, but it doesn't work very much. So now I'm trying Knight. We will see about that. Cheesy, will you be implementing a caster class? No. No. There will be no caster class, but I'm going to explain you what's going on, because there is no caster class. You will not have a wizard or a mage. Magic does not exist in our game. However, you do have the Ember, this mysterious substance that are going through the vein of the world and appearing in crystals and in area, etc. What is it? You have to discover its secret. But now, joke aside, the Ember power that you can be farming by killing some ashen mobs, and you gather the Ember essence in a stone that you carry upon you. This Ember essence will be used to empower certain regions. The region, you are already using them to empower and change certain of your abilities. So it will be our alchemy system where you will be able to give a different flavor to certain of your abilities, and that will be a little bit more magical. That being said, it's not going to be the same feeling than to be a wizard and to be a mage. So that you will not have in the game, at least not for now. Maybe in an expansion or something. You can be an Ember wizard, I don't know. But for now, no. What you will be able to do is to empower certain of your abilities with Ember. And so it will have a more magical touch. So I hope it answers your question, Cheesy. So Cheesy, I am a long-time player of EverQuest and World of Warcraft, prefer a game like this, but would love to see a caster class sometime soon. That you will not see. You will not see a caster class soon. Like, that will not happen. I'm sorry to disappoint, but I prefer to be honest and clear. So that will not happen soon. It could maybe, possibly, potentially happen in an expansion or in a very later patch. But for now, we are really sticking with those 3 roles that we have, and then you will have those abilities that you can transform, but that will not make you feel like you're a caster, because it will only be 1 or 2 abilities anyway. You see what I mean? You start as a defender and like it as a healer. So the defender is very much like a tank. So it's a little bit more subtle. The supporter is a little bit like a healer in other supporting aspects. Like, for example, the warlord can feel a little bit like a bard because it brings some aura. And then you have the striker, which is DPS. So, but we will have to see how the abilities change and how we will evolve the role and the class starting from that. how the game will evolve further. Will we add more abilities? We will add many I don't know how we will go. At the moment we need to focus on the basic things. It's like the same thing related to taming. A lot of people are asking, will we have taming? Not on launch. Like, we're a small team, therefore we need to focus on the essential. We cannot go in too many directions because we don't have the manpower to tackle on that. So we have a more reduced panel of different features. But what we want is to have all those features very solid, so they feel really right. And then after we will expand. But in which direction, I do not know. So Daikano is saying, one things are greatly missed during the open beta was an ability to rapidly travel back to an origin point. Yes, that's being discussed too. Deep in a dungeon and some group member went offline, leaving me stuck. Hoping some long cooldown ability might come eventually to allow return to home. This is something that's being discussed and that will possibly be possible with the Ember Essence. That being said, the Ember Essence can only be gathered starting at level 12, level 15 when you can travel to Meadowlands, meaning that in the two first dungeons you will not have that. So it can be annoying with the first and the second dungeon. In the second dungeon you do have kind of escape area, escape pods, let's say. It's a Embers Adrift that allow you to exit the dungeon, and you have those at regular interval through the dungeon, so you can get away faster, but you don't have that in the first dungeon at all. So yeah, this is definitively something to discuss, but that's more likely than a caster class, because a caster class is really something much more complex that will take a large amount of development time, while that is something which can be created much faster. And we already have the kind of settings to allow it to be implemented more easily. It is time to announce the winner of our very first screenshot contest. So I've been doing an experiment, which is our first screenshot contest. It's on Twitter. It happened on Twitter. There's a reason for that. When you do contests on Twitter, it is both for organizing a contest for the community, but also to gain some visibility on the platform itself. We're still building up our Twitter accounts to gain visibility and interest. Therefore, I created this screenshot contest because I thought, we have an open beta. People can take screenshot during the open beta and then win a chance to continue to play their character they have played during the open beta. Isn't that nice? So there it is. We did receive several entries. So we are going to check out all of the entries of that screenshot contest. Hello, Kaxaxas! Hi, how are you doing? So we're not voting now, the winner have been decided already. There is one winner we have designed and one winner that won by chance. The second prize, which is just 1 key. And I didn't announce that, but it's a surprise. So there's 2 winners. So that's the first entry. It is from Jeff Vader, probably. You have a nice little planet light above the lake in Meadowlands. And it's a nice shadow of a character over there. It's really nice color. That's the second entry. This is from R. Mitchell 6677. It's a character on the road in Northreach, just in front of the wall. And it's another planet side view, very purple, very bluish. That is a screenshot made by Welsh Troll, which is a beautiful view of the autumn with the sun rising or sun setting, I'm not sure. Two adventurers at the Ember Ring, and you see the little road marker over there. Another entry here. Ah, that's stone. There we go. That's the lone adventurer at the Ember Ring, resting after his journey. Also with a beautiful planet light. Tilly with two screenshots that are illustrating a gathering with friends around the Ember Ring. I even think that this is my character. I think that's my defender. Smart Bunny saying those screenshots look nice. Yeah, I agree. And that's a meme by Zibius. Sandstone Basilic. Is this a rapporteur? And then we have Onion Burger. Was a small adventure which looked like a dwarf. And it's looked like the deer is his friend. It looked like it's his pet, actually. Different little adventures. Here, the same adventurer reading the road marker. Or discussing with the guard, we don't really know. And then another little adventure with everyone. It's nice to see all the people over here. And that's this gamer dad. Another screenshot was the adventurer resting by the Ember Ring, but here they're all lined up like this. Really cool. So, do you want to know who are the winners of all those screenshots? It is time to reveal the winner. Yes! Let's go. So like I say, there's one winner, the first prize, which has been selected, and the second prize has been chosen randomly. Because this is something I have added at the last minute, but I think it's nicer. For some reason, I always feel bad to select someone, because then you're selecting one person and everyone else is losing, and I don't like that. So I prefer to have also one randomly chosen, because I think that's nicer. So first prize has been selected, and this because it's a contest, right? Nicer screenshot is winning. Second prize is chosen randomly. I'm used to being a loser. No, come on. Come on. Alright. So, let's go. Ta-da! So the winner is Welsh Troll with this screenshot, which is really stunning in my opinion. And then we have Air Mitchell 6677 that has been selected randomly. So I am going to contact those two persons privately to give them their prize. And of course, it's going to be announced on the official Twitter a little bit further in the night. Thank you so much for your kind words. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So it is the first screenshot contest. I really want to do more than that. So I think we're going to do more in future. Because it's fun. I love screenshot. I love when people take screenshot, and I love to see the screenshot of everyone. So this week I would like to do a shout out for the Nathan Napalm. So the Nathan Napalm is a YouTuber which is specializing into old school MMORPG. Is a great fan of Pantheon, which is a game where he's focusing on. But he have streamed Embers Adrift during the open beta, and he has created a very positive review about the game. What's really nice about this is that Nathan Napalm didn't believe in our game before. He didn't believe in our game before, so he was really checking it with a lot of doubts, and then he had a lot of fun. And it is so nice and so heartwarming to see someone that had a lot of doubts about your game that is actually enjoying it and changing his mind. So I think that's really beautiful. So we're going to watch a little extract of his video. That's a review he has done, but I will not play everything, obviously, so you have to watch it on his channel.
RPG that is, at the time of this recording, slated to release in 2022. I got a chance to play it recently, and I was curious if it was actually a decent take on the spirit of old school MMOs, and I got to tell you, I went into this as not being a fan of Embers Adrift. You see, Embers Adrift is actually Saga of Leucemia. There have been changes, and I just saw it as taking away features that were in Saga of Leucemia and rebranding it as Embers Adrift with less features, and I just didn't like that vision change. But what I found when I got in and started playing was a very fun old school gameplay loop that requires strategy and teamwork, just like the old days. Embers Adrift has some issues, it's not perfect, and we're going to talk about all of that. It is currently in beta, and you will see some mixed footage between high quality and me running it in low quality mode to give the best frames for the stream that my footage is taken from. First up though, I want to talk about what I really enjoyed about Embers Adrift, and that mainly comes from the general old school feel and spirit that it has. The enemies you fight have a big beefy time to kill, and that may not be for everybody. Seeing 6 people crowd around a rat and taking a full minute or so to beat it down can seem silly from a real world perspective, but from an old school MMO perspective, I find it fun, and it's actually right up my alley. And speaking of 6 people, that's the group size. Thank you very much for that. That is a party in an MMO, folks. I am so sick of modern MMOs making it 4-player groups. Embers Adrift didn't have much variety, I have to say, in mobs in the areas I saw, but the named mobs had some tactics behind them which took me by surprise. For example, named Ranger in the first...
There it is. Now, if you want to watch the rest of the video, you have to check out for yourself Nathan Napalm. So I'm giving a link towards the video if you want to check it out. There it is. Well, I was really happy to see the stream of Nathan Napalm, like I say, because he was doubting our game so much before, and he had different reason to doubt it, and to see him lighting up as he was playing, and I saw that in direct, it was really heartwarming. That's really give you courage and confidence in your own game, because when you see someone that had doubts that is enjoying it, you can only think like, okay, well, we have done something right about it. So a little ray of hope. Yeah, exactly. So after killing some mandrake, we're now getting ready to kill this named hopfly. So we were looking for a rupture, and we have been looking all through Middleland. With no luck, we didn't find a rupture, but we find some really cool mandrake on the other side of the lake, which is one of the new mob that has been released. And yeah, now we are waiting for the friends to join so we can kill these names. Yeah, the server open from Friday to Tuesday. I don't know what level you are and what the kind of things you are doing in game at the moment. Here we are in Middleland. Yes, we're going to kill this named. Okay, I think everyone is here. Yeah. Alright. We don't have a defender. We have 2 supporter and 3 striker. But it's going down very fast. It's green. It's green for me, so no wonder for Meeks or Archer or Lucy, they are quite high level, even in comparison to me. Yeah, like, look at that. Oh. Nice, but it's a shitting. We don't see the weight. It doesn't have any weight. Oh, but depuis ce matin, depuis hier. So Onyxis is saying, I'm still new, level 8, but I'm having fun with it. Need to test out some crafting, but need to get more knowledge on how to gameplay. The crafting has been changed this week. So, yeah, it has been changing. Now, instead of having 3 crafting profession, you have 8 crafting profession. Ah, nice. That's a nice plan. So, but it's kind of nice that you're not too far into crafting, considering that it has changed so much. Like someone like me, I had evolved a lot in crafting, and now I need to redo everything. So we're still trying to find some rupture. And we don't find any rupture. This zone is so beautiful. Even at night. You have so many ember flies at night, so it looks really cool. Yes! Why are they 2 avatar screen on your character? This is my defensive targets. But yeah. So I had targeted myself basically. That's what we were looking for. We're looking for some rupture. That's where we want to farm mobs, because we need some ember essence in our ember stone. So okay, so we need to find some creatures. I don't know how far we will have to go. Oh, here. Here we have a boar. There we go. Right. So we pull some creature to the ember, to the rupture, and then sometimes they are going to respawn when they die as an ashen creature, and that ashen creature will give us some ember essence. So this is something new. So for now, the only thing you can do, yeah, look at that, nice. So the only thing you can do with the Ember Essence is to use it for fast traveling between the Ember Monolith. You have one Ember Monolith through every zone. Have you seen my video with tip for new player? Because I'm explaining a lot of things over there. So you can really check that out. It will give you a lot of information. It's on the official YouTube. Hello, I said Coffee. Hi, how are you doing? And so, but in future there will be more use to the Ember Essence. One of the biggest use will be to utilize Ember Essence to empower your region, making it magical region. So that's one of the plan. That one didn't respond, for example. So I'm going to grab this tag over there. Oh, well, there's a young boar here. Let's do that. Cyanite, good morning to you as well. How are you doing? Well, Troll. Yes, well, Troll. Nice. Nice. Do you know that you have won? You have won the screenshot contest? Isn't that nice? Congratulations, everyone. Congratulations, Welsh Troll. So that means you have win 2 beta key. One for you, one for your friends. Yeah, thank you, Norji. Yeah. Well, let me kill this ashen boar. Oh, we have 2 ashen boar actually. So let me kill those ashen boar, and then I will give you your key. So I don't know if you had the beta already, but now you can play the whole weekend with us. Yay! Right, so how much Ember? Well, 22, not bad. Okay, let's go a little faster. Right. So I'm going to whisper you. Just answer me. There it is. So enjoy. Alright, now I need to... yeah, might be you need to earn XP for it. We need to go in dry food. Oh yeah, that would be nice. I might not be present, but I wish you a super good night when you are joining us in game. We have new creators as well. We have a new dungeon that has been reworked significantly, and we got just this week new crafting. So now instead of 3 crafting profession, we have 8 crafting profession. And to find imbued recipe, you need to find them in game by killing mobs and stuff. At the moment, I think they drop a little bit too frequently, but yeah. Ah, I need to kill the rats. Look how beautiful that is. You seeing that? This is gorgeous, isn't it? Oh look. That's so nice. The landscape here is so beautiful. Oops. Don't know what's happening with my computer. Yeah, here we go. So we're going to empty this area. There we go. So I'm going to hesitate to... Ah yeah. There. Oh. And it's gone. Well, that was fun. So no, I think I'm going to take a break. At least. Good night, Norji. Thank you so much for joining the stream today. So pretty. Look at the beautiful morning. Yeah, yes, I understand. Ah, look at what popped. Just an Ember Drift. Well, if we start at tonight, then we're never gone. What time it is? I don't think I'm going to do this tonight. I'm not going to explore dungeon now. Cool, maybe. Hesitating. Not really ready yet. Well, for most things you need groups, yes. But I have a group. Well, not really anymore. Not a full group. But yeah. This you totally need a group. Most things you need, well, for hunting, one shivering people, you don't need a group. Or for gathering things and things like that, then you don't need a group. But most of the content, you need at least a small group. But it's what makes the game really fun. And yes, of course, it's nice also to play solo and such, but there's so many games for soloing, so... No room? Okay, fine. I'm going to the wall. I'm going to the city. I need to get my stuff out. Langraway, new game. This is Embers Adrift, the game I'm community manager of. I'm streaming this game every Friday and every Saturday and making a show. You have still not saw me playing this? Well, welcome then. Welcome. This is a new MMORPG, a classical MMO experience, so very inspired from tabletop gaming and the first generation of MMORPG. So it's a game which is more to be played in group. And well, join the stream every Friday and every Saturday. I'm streaming it, especially the Friday. There's a weekly show. I offer beta key, all the things. You need to check it out. Just do it. So when he's saying, the group stuff is what is a fresh wind with Embers. Yeah, and it worked really well. What was really beautiful to see during the open beta, and thank you so much, Daios, for the follow. Welcome. No, I will go to the wall. I don't have room in my inventory anymore. We don't have the time to pick up all the flowers on the way. Thank you. So, something that was very positive is that we had one content creator that were not positive about Embers Adrift at first. Not at all, even. And he tried the game during the open beta, almost like to see that the game would fail or something. And then he discovered that he enjoyed himself very much. He had a lot of fun. And you saw him genuinely having fun. And then suggesting to his viewers to check out the game and everything. That was so nice. That was so nice to see something like that. Merle! Hello! Hi! Well, she's saying I'm terrible and I'm picking up all the plants. I know. But here my inventory is just like that. And that's it for today. Thank you so very much for joining me for this new episode of Embers Adrift weekly community show. I hope you enjoyed the information you saw. Do not hesitate to join us live the Friday on Twitch TV. You will find all information in the info box below. We are live at 6 p.m. Central Europe time, which is 11 a.m. CDT. And I offer a key every week, and this close to launch. So if you want to try our game for free, you can join on Twitch TV and take your chance at winning a beta key. Take care of yourself and see you soon for another episode. Bye!